All right, so I did a review on the DJI Osmo Nano a few videos back, and I got some comments on it that I wanted to kind of just clarify some stuff on. You know, and I mentioned about how I really enjoyed this camera, how much I love it, and I think it's great for what it does. It shoots in 4K, really high resolution. It has some pluses and minuses, and the minuses I said were because the battery, you can't replace it, and it's encased in this that you can't get in. And it does kind of heat up, especially if you're in 4K. That heat affects the components and the battery, and over time it's going to degrade them. And so I just wanted to kind of clarify that, you know, that's just the nature of having anything that's wireless. Even these, even my DJI wireless mics, that they're only going to last so long before the battery just becomes obsolete and unable to charge. It's just the normal life of it. Any battery, rechargeable battery, is going to follow a degradation curve, right? There's positive ions that go between the cathode and the anode, or the anode and cathode, either way, and over time, those get destroyed and worn down, and then the ions can't pass through, and even the ions build up and sort of lose its efficacy, and so in time, the battery just becomes inefficient. That's why if you look on your iPhone, if you go to your battery setting, you can see on there that there's how your battery is charging, percentage, your battery health. Because as you know, anyone who has tech for a long time, and I have a hybrid, I've had to change that battery twice. That batteries just don't last forever. And so that's why I kind of gave this one not a high mark for that. That in time it's just going to be a disposable item. And somebody said, yeah, you can put a battery bank on it to extend it. You can, but that means you just constantly have that on it, and it just defeats the whole purpose of its portability and its ability to run and gun. And you know, you want to put this on a tripod outside and have a battery bank on it. You know, I paid what, $380 for it. So you kind of got to weigh it out. Does it last enough to get you enough use in it? You know, that you're going to have to replace something in time, maybe to buy another DJI product? Perhaps. I mean, there is something called planned obsolescence. So the companies who put this out, like DJI, they're making these products so they're darn good, right? That they have wonderful video specs and audio connection, that they also want you coming back for more, right? Their bottom line of staying in business is to create more products and to get you to buy them again. And so if you're happy with the product, you're probably going to go buy it again, or another one, or a different version that comes out, because that's how companies make a profit. You can't begrudge them for following the profit motive. However, the downside is this becomes a wasted piece of tech. And that was the whole gist of the video that I shot. That I was just saying that, you know, in time, this is just going to be landfill. And then, you know, because like this, my iMac that I have talked about before, I can't upgrade this. And it's coming to the end of its life. Like, I'm not replacing this because the screen is broken or a component broke. It's because I can't upgrade it. It can no longer take the newest operating software. It doesn't have the memory capability. I can't open it to upgrade the CPU or upgrade the memory because they pretty much solder them in place, because Apple, like companies, they want me to go buy another Apple. Instead of looking at the consumer's end of this and like, how can we save the consumer money and keep the product going over time? There's more money for the company if we buy their product again, not in the cottage industry that can be created around it for other businesses to repair these products for you. So that's my beef with these things, is that this becomes landfill, and these are, you know, some of the materials in there you don't want in a landfill, and that's not very environmentally friendly. However, technology does progress so darn fast that it's hard to keep up with it, that some of the components obviously get outlasted. But for the chassis of a unit, it still holds. So that's where I was going with this. That's all. I just wanted to say that you kind of have to expect it with all technology. Things that are wireless. What do you think about that? Are you okay with letting this kind of die in time and buying the next new gadget? Because we all know we love tech. Love to hear your comments. I'm Mark with Gen X Man. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.